In this video, we're going to discuss the remover behaviors. So there's actually two different remover behaviors I want to cover. They do very similar things, so I figured we should bundle them together. There's the remover behavior that is a switch activated removing behavior, and then there's also a zone that has a few more features to it. So what I've done is I've set up a little scene here where I've got these enemies behind cages. Now these are not doors, I can't open them manually, but as you can see there inside his cage, there's some treasure. Over here, there's some treasure. Over here is some treasure as well, but I can't get to them unless I release the zombies. And of course, I don't have a weapon, so there's really nothing I can do to fend myself off from these zombies. There's something happening over here, but nothing happens when I walk into it. So let's just go up these stairs and explore. Maybe we can find a weapon or something up here. No, but there's a switch. Let's go ahead and pull this switch. When we pull this switch, you can see that the doors have disappeared and the zombies are now let loose and free. So I got to be careful because they might come and get me, but that glow seems to be a lot shinier now. See, there's kind of a green glow there. So I'm going to make my way around the zombies here and try and investigate this. They're getting closer. And now they're gone. I stepped into the zone. You saw a little text message there that just showed you that the zone is what activated that, and then they all just disappeared. So that's the remover zone behavior. You don't have to have that text, by the way, but you'll see what I mean in a second. So let me show you how this works. So let's start with remover, the first behavior that we did. So we activated this via a switch, and I just have it assigned to this nearby object. Doesn't really matter what you put it on, as long as it's, something that's a physical object, then it should work just fine. And that's the remover behavior. Now, I did work with Necrom earlier today to extend this just a little bit, so you may not see the sound place in yours, but rest assured that'll be coming very soon. But really, there's only two parameters for this particular behavior. You have the entity name, which is just whatever it is that you want to remove when you activate this behavior. And then you have the sound, of course, which, like I said, is coming soon. So you may not have heard the sound because it's very close to the switch. The switch is very loud, so you may not have heard that, but they did play a sound. And that, is going to remove any object that has that name in the entity name area. And of course, there are three, so it removed all three of them. It just basically gathers them all up and poof, destroys them. And then this zone is also activating a couple more things for me. It's activating this zone here, and it's activating this light here. And that was just for visual effects, so you could see something has changed over in that corner. But the zone itself was not active at the start. That way I can walk into it and show that it doesn't do anything yet. That is in the here in the behavior, and the switch activated it, so it turned it on. Once it was active, if I walk into the zone, then it does something. So the first thing we have is a notification. We saw that text in there. It's really mostly because I forgot to take it out, but you see that it activated, and you could say something like a magical spell, takes place or something, whatever you want it to say. The entity name is zombie. Now, in my case, I've got 3 different zombies, and that didn't matter because I named them all the exact same as zombie. And so by the fact that they all, even though they're 3 different characters, they all have the same name, they all get destroyed simultaneously. Now, in my case, I chose an instant destroy. So as soon as I walked into the zone, poof, they vanish. You could also do a timed removal. And if you do that, then you have the ability to set a timer, 1 second, 3 seconds, however many seconds you want it to be. So just playing around with that kind of depends on the scenario. You may not be removing enemies, you might be removing obstacles, or who knows. So whatever you want it to do, maybe you want to time it alongside of like an explosion or something that just causes all the rocks to disappear that were previously in your way, whatever you want to do. Then you have the zone height. Because it's a zone behavior, it's activated when you walk into the zone. The zone height is just how far above the zone can you be and still activate it. So if you're 100 units above it, you can still activate it. Just so you know, like a standard wall is 100 units. So this is basically how far I could be. So that way, if it were active and I walked through it up here, I actually wouldn't activate it because I would be above that 100 unit threshold. Then, of course, we mentioned before the spawn at start checkbox. If you have that unticked, it's not active until you activate it with something like a switch. And then lastly, we have the sound that you heard that plays whenever you walk into the zone. And you're only doing this one time because obviously if you've removed the entities of that name, those entities no longer exist, so you can't remove them twice. The zone is only used one time. But that's the remover behaviors explained. If you enjoyed the video or if you learned anything new, please be sure to click the like button down below. Helps me out a lot. If you're new here or if you just haven't subscribed yet, would love to have you stick around. And lastly, if you'd like a notification for whenever new videos are posted, just click the bell icon and that'll let you know when a new video is ready. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. I always appreciate that. I really do. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, don't forget there's a written guide for every behavior, including ones I haven't yet covered on this channel. And if you want to learn some more, why don't you check out this video next.